Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Generator Founder Series Spotlight. My name is Troy Vossler, co-founder of gener8tor, and today I am joined by Tiffany Ricks, the founder and CEO of HacWare. Hello, Tiffany, and welcome.
Hi, Troy. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You bet. Well, let's just jump in. Please start by introducing yourself and your company. Tell us about HacWare, how it got started, and what do you all do?
Yeah, so I'm Tiffany Ricks, founder and CEO of HacWare. HacWare is a cybersecurity education platform that makes it easy for companies to combat phishing through awareness and training. And we got started because I was trying to solve a problem that I had for my own company. So my background is in cybersecurity. I've been in cybersecurity for over 15 years. But one of the challenges I had was I had another company. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is actually my fourth company.
Wow.
But the company I had before this was a lifestyle business. It was a consultancy, and we help companies of all sizes understand how they could get hacked. We will actually go through the operation of hacking those companies to show them how a bad actor could get in. And the problem that we were trying to solve for our team was we needed a way to automate this type of work. Like we needed to understand how were cyber criminals targeting companies. And so we would spend a lot of time doing research on that. And then another problem we were trying to solve was how do we test these different employees? What would resonate well with each individual employee? And it became a time suck for my consultancy where I thought, I need to build an engine. I went to school for computer science. I love coding. And I thought we need to build a product that could solve this problem for my consultancy. It worked well. We were one of the first that used AI to in cybersecurity to build phishing simulations. And from there, I thought, okay, now that I got a product, I'm done with the lifestyle side of the business. I have a product. Let me try to see if we can sell this. And we went to market first with other companies that were like me that wanted to help companies understand their phishing problem. And then from there, I thought, well, this is a big problem. We need to make sure that any company, they don't have to have a cybersecurity team in house. Any company has a problem with phishing. How do we make sure that we can deploy this out where they can deploy this and they can make sure that they're targeting one of the most common problems, which is phishing. And so that was one of our last iterations of our product, HacWare, the cybersecurity education platform.
I love it. So you really went from a consultancy,
Yep.
and through that, you were interacting with customers and the industry, and you've since been
Hmm.
able to productize it into what became
Yeah,
Hackware. That's awesome. Yep.
that's it.
I'm a big fan of that model.
Yeah.
Um, Tell us about your current status, whether that's traction or revenue, notable customers, financing, whatever you're comfortable sharing. How do you think about the current status and traction of the company?
Yeah, so where we currently are, one of the exciting things is that one of the things that I can plug is that we're currently a generator company that's going through the program. So we're backed by Northwestern Mutual. We also are backed by Google and we're backed by MasterCard with Aura, which is another large cybersecurity company that have backed us. We've been growing revenue by 160% year over year. But the other exciting thing from a product standpoint, as I alluded to earlier, is that we've been able to make the onboarding experience of our products super simple and easy, where an intern can deploy this in 5 minutes. And we also have made this product available in 9 different major languages. So we've been able to deploy this product more on a global scale.
I love it. Well, congrats on that traction.
Thank you.
Where are you and the company located?
We're based in Dallas. We also have a presence in New York City.
Nice.
But I'm born and raised in Dallas. And so we started where, as I mentioned before, the consultancy started and grew the company from Dallas, Texas.
Sure. And when you think about, when I ask the question, why Dallas or why Texas, what comes to
Mhm.
mind? Is it the community? Obviously, you're born and raised there. Has it been investors or mentors or economic development initiatives? Or, what comes to mind when people ask why Dallas or why Texas?
Well, Dallas is actually from they embrace the corporate side of Dallas, embraces startups. They embraced us in our early days. So we had relationships um, uh, with Capital One.
Yeah.
They slipped my mind, but they provided mentorship early. The media in Dallas has been really good at supporting startups, which is really good to help us build our brand and our reputation. And the startup community here is really supportive. So that relationship to other founders and not building in a silo has been really good from a startup standpoint.
Nice. Shout out to Dallas for that. And you're currently in the Northwestern Mutual Powered by Generator Accelerator, is that correct?
Yep.
And then tell us more about your generator experience or thus far.
Yeah, I was actually hesitant of getting into the opportunity here, and I'm glad that I didn't go with my first mind. So this isn't our first accelerator, and I heard about you all through a relationship through Google, and I just thought, well, I'm interested in the Northwestern Mutual opportunity there. Let me just give it a chance, and see what could potentially come out of that. And I've been enjoying it so far. I think one of my favorite parts that I didn't think that I would like is actually working with the managing director or the managing lead.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite parts. But yeah, so far so good.
Excellent. Um, and how would you say, thus far the accelerator helped you the most? You mentioned like interacting with the managing director, whatnot. Is there anything in particular that comes to mind?
Yeah, actually, like a couple weeks ago, I was speaking at the Bolt conference
Oh
about.
yeah, thanks for doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I was speaking about the hacker next door, but after that, I met with my managing director, and what I really liked about that experience was um, me and Finiso, we were on Victory Field, sitting down, going through like everyone that I need to meet. So he's saying, you should meet this person, and let me hop on the Slack and see if I can try to connect you while you're here, like that. I don't like to wait. I'm very impatient. And I like that we were like in the middle of a conference trying to make the most of it, like right there, trying to get things done. And that's what I think I like about I don't like even using the word accelerator, but I just like the ability to quickly get access to a network that I just don't have access to. And that's what I've been able to enjoy the most about this opportunity. And then just as I think about going through it, um, Finiso's already talked to me about how there's 77 or 78 different other corporate innovation partners that Generator has. And so, like, those are the type of networks that I find value in just trying to like have a powwow session of, well, how do we try to make that happen?
Sure.
And so that's what I've enjoyed so far.
I love hearing those anecdotes. So, for the audience, Bolt is Generator's annual conference. It takes place in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we connect corporations, startups, and investors. So, really around deal making, both financial and business deal making. So, thank you for speaking at that, Tiffany.
Yeah.
You mentioned, in addition to Generator, other accelerators. So, having been through an accelerator or more than one, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs and founders that are considering an accelerator?
Yeah, I think for me, and this all comes from trial and error. So first and foremost, I would tell the founder, check your expectations at the door. So my first accelerator experience, I had the wrong mindset going in. I thought as soon as I become a part of this accelerator, investors are going to be throwing money at me. That's what I thought. But I wasn't even at the stage, I wasn't ready for that. And I didn't know how to navigate that investor world. So it was the wrong expectations, the outcome didn't match up. And so I would say first, let's check your expectations at the door. Really think about, the second thing I would say is think about tactically, like what are some things you can do in that short amount of time? Let's not think about all the different goals you want to try to accomplish. Narrow down like what are the things that are going to help me move the needle within the X amount of time that I have. And then the other thing that I would say is always ask. Like the the accelerator is there to hopefully help you meet your goals. And so I'm always in the mindset of I'm going to ask. I haven't seen it get done before, but I'm at least going to ask to see if
Yeah.
we're going to try to make this thing happen. And then the last thing that I would say is um, make sure that you check with other founders that have been a part of that accelerator program. Do your due diligence. Make sure that the founders have received some sort of outcome. The experiences was good. It was worth the investment and the time commitment that it takes. Like really check with those other founders that have been a part of that accelerator program. See what they say. Check with many and go from there.
And that's great advice, especially I'll call it making your own luck. If you don't ask, you'll never get it. And so I think
Yeah.
that's really good advice of just always asking and trying to engage. And speaking on the accelerator side of the table, having been a managing director, I think I appreciated that engagement from a founder. Meaning, if I would have one-on-one meetings with a founder and they're never asking me for anything, it's hard for me to guess how to be most
Ah,
helpful. And so hearing it from the founder, hearing it from you, making that ask, even if we can't always fulfill it, I think at least gives us something to aim for. So make your own luck.
yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's the key thing. Like sometimes we don't take the time as a founder to even know what to ask. But I think before you get into that accelerator program, take the time. Even ask other founders, like, what were some of the things that you asked for? I think
Yeah, that's
that
good.
would be important.
Tiffany, tell us about your favorite part of the program or perhaps the favorite connection that you've made through gener8tor.
I think the favorite part of my program so far is, as I mentioned before, Victory Field on the in the stands with Umfaniso, and we're trying to like make some connections happen. I think that was great. I think the other thing that I enjoy is access to an executive at Northwestern Mutual. We're building a great relationship, a great rapport, and for me, that's the number one thing about a an accelerator is relationships, and that's one of my goals. Like I want to build relationships with the executive team, with the other founders in my cohort, where it's going to be a symbiotic sort of relationship, and so that's what I've enjoyed so far, the executive mentorship and just yeah, working with the managing director.
I love that. All right, the last question I ask every founder is if you had one ask for this audience, people watching this video, what would that ask be? Maybe it's an introduction, maybe it's advice, maybe it's an investor you're trying to get in touch with, a customer you're trying to sell into. What would your ask be?
Great question. So, the key thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention, I know that we're trying to make the podcast evergreen, but right now it's October Security Awareness Month, and so every company should be having conversations about cybersecurity and how they can protect themselves from cyber crime. Small businesses, they go out of business within 6 months after getting hacked, and cyber criminals do want what you have because they know that you have most likely haven't done anything to keep them out of your organization, and they're going to use you to potentially get to a bigger fish. And so what I'm looking forward to is everyone looking at this month as a strategic opportunity to think about what they can do cybersecurity wise to protect themselves and potentially That could potentially help you acquire customers. HacWare, we are a generator company. We also are a generator perk. So for all the founders that are listening, you can go to the Slack channel. You can get access to a 14-day trial of HacWare. And if you're not a generator company, you can still go to hackware.com, see how our product can help educate your employees on phishing. And yeah, let's continue the conversation. Let's protect ourselves and make it hard for these cyber criminals, so we can keep growing and scaling. And yeah,
I
anything that
love
we
it.
can do to be a part of that journey, I'm open.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I did not
Yeah,
know that, so I appreciate
October.
the education on that. Make sure to check out hackware.com. We'll put a link in the description and in the post here. So if you're curious or interested in being a customer or have someone to share it with, please share the website. Tiffany, it's really been a pleasure. Tiffany Ricks, founder and CEO of HacWare. Thank you for joining us and best of luck.
Thank you.